Hey guys. All right. Welcome to day 4 of our video every day in April challenge. I'm your host, Selena Conmackey of How Only Social Inspired. I almost said Nomad About, but that's actually my co-host, Anna Larson. She is of Nomad About. And together we have formed our joint project, Anna and Selena, which is the go-to place for website design, digital strategy, and more. Can I tell you, Anna, when I hate more than life itself? Do you
What? I do know, but you go ahead and tell everyone what you hate more than life itself.
Okay, it's copy. It's copy, right? So I'm glad you are going to be talking about copy today because I realized it's my least zone of genius. So, um, anyway, we're going to get kind of started here, right? We're going to
Yeah, we like
what,
to keep these
yeah,
short and sweet.
yeah,
Let's tell everyone what we're doing. First of all, this is our video every day in April challenge. We
yes,
invite you to join us if you'd like to. But basically, every day this month, we have a short, less than 10-minute little video with some sort of helpful hint, tips and tricks, all about social media, website design, and or copywriting. Why? Because that's what Anna and Selena do, right? That's what we do. So that's our zone of genius right there. So
uh-huh,
today is 5 traits for good copy. And out of the two of us, I am the copywriter and Selena is the web designer for the websites that we build. So I just wanted to jump on and share what I think are now there aren't only 5, but these are 5 really important traits for
yeah.
good copy. I would even say great copy.
Okay, wait. Before we get started, can you define what you mean when you say copy so people understand?
Yeah, so copy it's basically the words you write, the content you are creating in your social posts, on your website, in your articles, on your blog, in all of the different places that you are putting information for your ideal client to consume in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
That is copy. Now there is a difference between copy and content. That's a whole different video for a
Yeah.
whole nother day that we can get into. So for right now, we're just going to say it kind of like covers all of the words that you are going to write, put on paper for someone else to consume.
Okay. See, guys, now you know you're in the right place. Just in
Right.
case you didn't know, is this what I think copy is? Because that's what I would have done.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I know. Okay, we're gonna hop in and we're gonna start with our first slide. All right, Anna.
Yeah, the very first slide is stay away from fancy words. So this is the first trait of great copy. Stop being superfluous.
Yeah.
Did you even understand what that means, right? I mean, most people know what the word superfluous means, but when you use words like that, you're actually turning off the engagement levels for your audience because people are like, "What? Nobody talks like that, right?" Like superfluous, and some people might be like, "What does that even mean?" Because it's a fancy word. Powerful
Mhm.
writing is actually very clean, it's very simple. I would even call it like lean, right? Lean and clear. That's
Yeah.
what I would say.
Okay.
So, that's trait number 1 for great copy. Stay
Okay.
away from those fancy words. Don't be superfluous, okay?
Yeah. Hey, throw your superfluous type of word in the comments that you just want to make people go, "Oh, is this fancy? Is this too?"
Right,
I'll tell you
right.
what, I don't use fancy words like that because yeah, it hurts my brain, guys. It really does.
Well, and most people do, but everybody's got like their word, right? There's that one word that they like to use because they like it for whatever reason. But you
Yeah.
really have to identify, is this going to identify with my client? And if it's too fancy, if
Yeah.
it's too luxury, if it's too college grad, you know,
Mhm.
like white paperish, it's not going to resonate.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, look, this is the only thing I probably know about this whole 5 traits is if you are doing copy on your website, there is an SEO guide that will actually see what your readability factor is, and they don't want you to be writing in a professor level context because they say normal readers want to read at, I think it's like a 5th grade or 6th grade level. So making that copy easy to read, comprehend your content is exactly what Anna says. You don't need to insert fancy words to make your copy seem
more intelligent and
superfluous. That's what you,
Superfluous.
that word. All right. Next one. We're on to the next trait, Anna.
All
All
right.
right.
The second trait of great copy, write conversationally.
Yeah.
And we kind of talked about this a little bit, but I'm just to put it very plainly, nobody's in the mood to get lectured, right? Like who wants to sit down and have somebody lecture at them? Nobody. They want a conversation. And so when you're writing, you're going to want to write conversationally. Now, some people have a really hard time with this. They think, I don't want to write in such a way that I like how I would actually speak if Selena and I were having a conversation like this. Would I write like this? Would I write like that? Am I really making it choppy, short sentences? The answer is yes. You are. Write conversationally.
I love it. And you know what, Anna, that is the only way I know how to write. I write like I talk because it's the only way I know how, and it does come out a lot easier. So I love that trait.
Yeah.
All right. Our next tip.
Yes.
Trait.
Know what you're selling. Now, this one is kind of a fun one because people think, well, I'm not selling anything. I'm writing a blog article. Well, every bit of copy that you're writing is trying to sell something, whether it is a hope or an idea or a thought or a dream. Sometimes it's about a product, but whatever it is, you are actually trying to sell something to your audience. It may not be something that they can buy with actual money, but they are going to be reading your copy and there's a purpose behind it. And so knowing what your sell is all about knowing the purpose behind your copy. If you don't know what it is, you're not going to write very good copy because you won't be able to properly identify and explain it.
That makes so much sense, right? Like, so you should obviously know your audience and then understand the product, like you said, the product, the service, the whatever, the hope that you're selling, so that you can clearly convey the message, right?
Yeah.
Because if it's not clear, they're going to bounce off your post.
Exactly. Yeah, if the message isn't clear, if they don't know what they're trying, if they can't figure out what they're trying to get from the copy that you're writing, they're going to just peace
Yeah.
out. They're not going to finish it. And you're not going to be able to hook them all the way to the end. So, yes, know what you're selling, whatever that might be.
Yeah. Okay, Anna, I want to ask you this, right? Understand the difference between features and benefits.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, so you have a feature of this is really about products and services. You have your features and then you have your benefits. And a lot of times when we write, we tell people what the features are. So this is going to be something like, hey, guess what? This toy comes with a battery and a remote control. Yay. Those are features of a product. The way you find the benefit is you say to yourself, so what? So what if this toy has a battery? What does that do for your ideal client, the person who's actually going to be purchasing this product? And then you're going to drill down. So what if it has a battery? Well, a battery means I don't have to go buy another one. Okay, so what? What does that mean? That means when my kid opens this gift, they're going to be able to use it immediately. Now you've just reached your benefit. So when you're writing, you want to make sure and tell your audience about the benefits of the product or service, not just the features. Tell them why the features are so important and what they're going to get from that. And that's going to evoke that emotion that you're looking for. That's what's going to help create the emotion in the copy that you provide.
Okay, I have a question I want to ask you, because this is how I'm going to understand the features and benefits. Let's talk about Disneyland. What is the benefit of Disneyland? What's one benefit of Disneyland versus a feature of Disneyland?
Will you tell me, Selena, what is a feature of Disneyland? What's
Okay.
something that you love about when you go to Disneyland? Something that's there.
Okay, so the feature that I love there is the Pirates of Caribbean. It is the one ride that I need to go on all the time. However, the feeling I get is the nostalgic feeling that I remember of every trip I've ever taken with my parents since I was young. Is that a benefit? Is that the benefit?
Yes, and Disneyland, Disney World, Disney in general does a great job of selling the nostalgia of being with your parents or being a kid. I mean, that's what going to Disneyland is kind of all about, right?
Yeah.
being
Right.
able to revert back to your childhood a little bit. So with all of those things, I mean, somebody else might love Pirates of the Caribbean, and it might be simply because they love the movie set. And so
Mhm.
it brings a different set of benefits to them. They're a different type of client, right? So
Mhm.
you're going to see, if you look at Disney copy, you're going to see a whole bunch of different ways that they sell their rides,
Yeah.
the experience, where to stay, the kind of food you're going to get,
Yeah.
the Disney princesses. Like that might be like not a benefit for some people, but for if you've got a little girl that's about 7 years old, guess what? It's an
Yeah.
absolute benefit.
Right.
You know, they're
Right.
going to meet all the princesses, those kinds of things.
Got it. Oh, I love that. Okay. No, I was like, I want to put it in another context of stuff that I would, when you're looking at it, because sometimes it is hard to differentiate the feature and the benefit, right?
Yeah,
So,
I will say Disney is a really big one to have to like try and drill down.
right, right, right.
Like take a pair of shoes, like that might be a little bit easier.
I don't know. You still did well. I loved it. Okay. Here's our last one.
Uh-oh.
Here,
That
you
was,
got
yeah,
it. There we
sorry,
go.
that was me.
Oh,
Okay. All right. So the last one is make it fresh. So what do I mean by this? What I mean is you don't have to have brand new ideas, but the way that you share your ideas needs to stay fresh. No stale messages. Keep it original, add some personality to it. Don't repeat the same things over and over and over again. If you didn't catch them with the first message, re-say it in a different way, spice it up a little bit, add something new to it. Whatever that might be, do it as a video as opposed to in copy, and try and get your message out in a new way. That's the last of
so
the five.
you're saying no rotten tomatoes, correct, Anna?
No rotten tomatoes, no moldy bread or
Got
cheese.
it.
No, yeah, none of that stuff. You're going to want something that's going to be fresh and original and with personality. Remember, the idea doesn't have to be original every time. Because
Yeah.
a lot of times we're saying the exact same thing over and over and over again, but you don't want to bore your audience. And this comes back to keeping it clean, don't use fancy words, keep it conversational, right? I mean, like all of these kind of tie in together.
Right.
And if you follow these 5 traits, you're going to have some pretty dang great copy.
Anna, I loved today's day 4. I loved it. I love that I have a copy superhero best friend in my pocket. So and then real fast, I do want to just mention this, and we'll find some creative way to do it. But Anna and I are military spouses, and April is the month of the military child, and we both have children that have been part of this military community for a very long time. In Anna's case, it's since their birth. They were born in out of the country, one on another post here in the States. I have one that got indoctrinated when we married her stepdad, and she's now been more a military child than she has not been a military child. So anyway, we want to just send big kudos and love to all of our military kids this month, because they are truly a resilient bunch.
Little hearts to all of you. Great job, kiddos.
Yep.
I
All
think you're
right.
amazing.
Totally. Okay. We will see you tomorrow for day 5, because we just can't get enough of it.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Thanks
Bye,
for dropping
guys.
in. Bye.